Welcome to Rob Schmitt Tonight. 5 weeks till the election, and in a most cowardly way, Kamala Harris is now trying to spin up an alternate reality to deflect exactly what she has done to this country on immigration. Late on Friday night, very late by news standards, Kamala headed down to Arizona for a 20-minute speech designed to give her political cover for 3.5 years of intentionally inflicted devastation. What Kamala Harris is trying to pull on this issue specifically tests the absolute boundaries of politics. If she is able to win this election, there will be no limits to what politicians ruling this country can do to us and politically survive. Take a listen to Kamala Harris late on a Friday night.
There are consequential issues at stake in this election, and one is the security of our border. The United States is a sovereign nation, and I believe we have a duty to set rules at our border and to enforce them. And I take that responsibility very seriously. So even though Donald Trump tried to sabotage the border security bill, it is my pledge to you that as President of the United States, I will bring it back up and proudly sign it into law. And the American people deserve a president who cares more about border security than playing political games and their personal political future.
There are no words, really. We deserve a president that cares more about border security than political games, she said. She said that out loud and with a straight face. And millions are going to buy that because for the past several years, this complete distortion of reality has been massaged into our minds by big media. Kamala Harris doesn't answer many questions at all, but you've noticed that not once has any journalist ever asked the most glaring question that there is. Can't you just reimpose the Trump executive orders that you tore up in 2021? It's never asked. Probably one of the most logical and important questions of this election cycle is never asked. ABC News didn't ask it at the debate, the only real chance they've had to ask it, because there's no answer, is why. And that humiliating moment for her could cost her the election, so it won't be asked. On Friday, Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona, I should say, joined Kamala for her border visit. On Sunday, he went on Meet the Press. Watch as NBC News and Kristen Welker perfectly thread the needle for the campaign. The spin here now is that maybe Kamala Harris is too tough on immigration.
Harris has said she would extend President Biden's executive actions that restrict asylum. She would ramp up prosecutions against those who cross the border illegally. Do you support those actions, Senator?
She's a prosecutor. She's a border senator, a border attorney general. She knows how to handle these issues.
What is your response to those who argue that Vice President Harris's actions would seriously infringe on the right to asylum and that they are inhumane?
Kristen Welker trying to convince Americans that Kamala is too tough on immigration. NBC News is dead, never to return. Kamala Harris might be too tough on the border. After all, she was a border state prosecutor. This is the propaganda at work. It's being fed to the masses. The media and Kamala's campaign have deciphered exactly what swing voters need to hear to reconsider the most radical candidate in history. A bad actress who is now playing the role of moderate.
Stopping transnational criminal organizations and strengthening our border is not new to me, and it is a long-standing priority of mine. I have done that work, and I will continue to treat it as a priority when I am elected President of the United States. Not just about some rhetoric at a rally, but actually doing the work of fixing a problem.
Again, testing the bounds of politics at this point. Not just rhetoric at a rally, she says. This is how stupid she thinks we are. On Friday, just as she was arriving in Arizona, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the men and women who have been set up to fail every single day for the past 3.5 years, blew up Kamala's world, revealing 30,000 migrants roaming our country have been convicted of either murder or rape in their homelands. 30,000 convicted, just walking around free as hell. CBS and many others raced to save Kamala from this horrifying immigration reality check. The bottom line is that many of the convicted criminals described in the letter have been in the U.S. for a long time before the Biden administration took office. Many, CBS says. How many is many, by the way? Nah, CBS won't say that, because it's probably a couple hundred of the 30,000. It's hard to imagine violent rapists and killers had the guts to cross under Trump, that's for certain. But once Joe and Kamala literally invited the entire world to just come over and claim asylum, we had a much different story. But since there's no way to prove that the vast majority of migrant felons have come in just the past few years, the media again is rushing to protect the Democrat Party from this assault that they've committed against their own people. The Washington Post, how Trump is distorting immigration and crime data in new attacks on Harris, saying Trump is distorting official Homeland Security stats on undocumented immigrants with criminal records, claiming that thousands have come in, when in reality the number that they're citing spans decades. Yeah. The White House, of course, sounds exactly the same.
The false representation of the data ICE shared. So that was what we're seeing, false representation. I got to call that out. We got to call that out. And it's been fact checked by some of your colleagues here, by multiple outlets that has been debunked on what has been falsely misrepresented here.
That should have been about a 3-second sentence, and it took 30 seconds for her to spit that up because she knows it's a lie. So that'll be the official truth, by the way, spewed by every media organization on the news this week. That's what you're going to hear, is that they're just spitting lies from the ICE report. And Trump will once again be labeled unfit for office and prone to conspiracy theories as he outlines what is the obvious truth of this situation, and we all know it. Meanwhile, Elon Musk reminding Americans why Democrats have risked so much political heat and done so much carnage to allow 20 million people to invade our country, tweeting out if even 1 in 20 illegals become citizens per year, something the Democrats are expediting as fast as possible, that would be about 2 million new legal voters in 4 years. The voting margin in the swing states is often less than 20,000 votes. That means if the Democrat Party succeeds, there will be no more swing states. And that is so painfully true. It's amazing there aren't already enough to take down this election, and maybe there are. The LA Times reporting last week, with an election looming, the U.S. is approving citizenship applications at the fastest speed in years.